nervous. I'm Nurse Seedween from the Fortress of Meripede. Let me take a look at you. Any pain here? Oh, what about here? Oh, you're not here for a checkup? Well, that's great news. Phew. You're so adorable. Make sure you take good care of yourself, okay? We don't want anything happening to you.
We might finally be able to replace Barbara. The link down below has been replaced, but I still urge you to head to the link below, educate yourself, and consider supporting Ukraine financially. All the sources down there have been vetted. Your money will go to the right place.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe.
What the heck was that noise that just came out of your mouth?
Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
Oh, thank God, they're gone.
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Send them back where?
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back.
I mean, you weren't?
But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vacher.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
I mean, we don't sleep that often either.
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
I mean, have you tried putting your head on the pillow and just relaxing?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
Oh no! What does that mean?
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vacher person is a key witness in the incident.
Okay.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to.
The IRS.
And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
Or there. Okay.
If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
Oceanid? Oh boy. I've been calling them something different.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you.
Seriously, were we not calling them Oceanids this whole time?
In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we?
Oceanid? Sounds like how it's spelled.
Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Oh, I bet it's something. Okay, Chief Justice. Grab this real quick. Oh, I gotta turn that in. Oh, where am I going? 280 meters up. How far down are we? Also, how high up is this place?
Come on.
When do we get to play as one of those? Seriously, we've been waiting. Oh, wait. What'd I do? Oh, right. Okay. Any day. Come on. Place can't be that big. Load a little faster. Oh no. It's huge. Lots of books. Many books pointing at a thing. Is it
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Who voices that character?
Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
So you don't recognize us then?
See? They've got great discipline, too.
How does this help us?
Yep. Paimon can tell.
How is that helpful?
If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
So you're like not wearing pants?
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
Okay, so I am important. Okay.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
It might be. You don't know.
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
It was that easy.
Thanks so much.
That was the... Where'd they go? Oh my god. Oh wait, they're over here. And now they don't have a voice actor. They've been silenced. Oh no.
Please come in.
Okay, Chief Justice. Ooh. He's got scary eyes.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only like to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
He sounds familiar.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vacher. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
I recognize this voice. Hang on, it'll come to me. Say something else. Anything.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
He's not easy to talk to. He's not saying anything. Clock.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vacher has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years.
You were in Honkai's Star Rail. Time for the master stroke. This motherfucker is a VTuber.
There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Okay. Right, anyway.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Well, this was worthless.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
Good for you.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret?
Translation for normal people. Don't you fucking pity me, boy?
No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. You know what they say. Thoughts and prayers. Oh yeah, we could do something about it, but, thoughts and prayers. Fucking kill me.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort.
Mm-hmm.
You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel?
Because that would have been illegal, stupid.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die, despised and hated by all?
Oh wow, you're like really sad about this, aren't you?
Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to.
Like, where's my goddamn insulin?
If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
Are we doing this?
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
I have a name, You should make this one of those things where you recognize, like, a list of 1,000 names. And then just make all these goddamn voice actors read off all 1,000. Oh, the voice actor for Paimon will be pissed. That's like the main voice actor in the game, because Paimon's always friggin' with us. And Paimon basically speaks for us. So, we're gonna talk about what happened in there?
Navia, are you okay?
Yeah, is it raining?
I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Rain. It's raining.
Oh. So that's not a random thing. You actually recognize that it's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
What does that have to do with it?
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What does this have to do with it?
What is it? Did you think of something?
I was thinking that it's way too fucking hot lately, and we could use some rain.
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene?
It's hard to imagine why it wouldn't.
That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
The fact that people can be turned into water?
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then got washed away with the rain?
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
I mean, I got it right away.
All right, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Go where? What?
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
It depends. Are you gonna teleport me?
Great. Let's go then.
Please don't. Oh, thank God. It's loading for a long time. Oh. It's another shantytown. Told you they live in a sewer. In fact, it becomes clearer and clearer every day. Well, at least this one's nicer.
Whoa, what a huge ship! Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
Holy ship! You may laugh.
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
But it is a ship, right?
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common.
But it is a ship.
A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
But does it function as a ship?
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past.
How does this cave not flood?
Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers.
Oh, so it is a sewer.
But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Oh, good for you.
Well, Persona is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Oh, you guys come for the commentary. I know it. So it's a ship, right? Ooh, wait, there's a thing here. I can see it, actually. Hang on. Going for it! Got it. Yep. That's a thing. We could do that the whole time. I didn't know about the jumping out of water like a fucking dolphin, though. Clank, 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 clank. Metal. Does anyone have, like...
Keep going.
No, don't. Okay, you're all gonna sound like that, huh? Okay.
La la la.
Anyway. We got, it's... big ship. Ugh. So do you have like a teleport up here? Because I don't want to climb that ramp every time. It is a ship, right?
Melus, we're back.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners.
Working on that throat clearing.
You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
Maybe stop smoking.
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea?
Also, another really important thing. Did I leave the stove on? Oh no.
You still remember, right, Melus? On that night, it was raining?
It was raining.
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Okay.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Ooh, Ether. Creative name there, buddy. But no, I'm recording.
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson.
Synth? I mean, we dealt with those guys in Fallout 4, but...
At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
So it was drugs.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
You can't just say, oh, it's a new drink, but it's also laced with LSD. You can't just sell that.
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea.
Synth, it's a robot.
If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions.
So it's alcohol. It's just alcohol.
And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
It's so obviously alcohol. That's just called withdrawal. It's alcohol.
As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Prohibition.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield.
What about assassins?
Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
That would be the Institute.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation.
Okay.
Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant.
Okay.
The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse.
Finally. Normal name.
That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
When do I get a gun?
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Can I have a gun?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all.
Can Paimon have a gun?
Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
You didn't think that would be relevant?
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet.
Why would he disguise himself?
But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Lumine over there waving her arms like, yeah, okay, speed this up.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Good for you.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning.
Throat medicine?
I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth.
God, does that hurt?
On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning.
You're the butler?
Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
Oh no. Poor guy.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives.
Yay for us?
There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
Why are you such a fucking naysayer?
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself.
You go, girl.
Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark.
Yeah.
What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end?
The dog?
Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed.
And I did leave the oven on, oh no.
Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly?
I wouldn't say meaningless, I mean, you got a nice hat.
I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now.
It is a nice hat, though.
I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Okay.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, Demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
Weren't we supposed to be meeting the Hydro Archon?
So you do know something else, Maloose.
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, Demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
Oh.
What?
And the plot thickens.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
Which is something they told him 7 years before his death. They always lowball you. They give you a really low estimate as to how long you're gonna live.
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety.
Oh no, anxiety.
5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you.
Danger, danger, danger.
Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina de Rosula about the details.
Okay, so we do have something.
But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public.
So where is it?
If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
That's a line straight out of Fallout 4.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
It kills slowly.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful were still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
Cool guy.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword.
How about a gun?
If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved.
I do still want that gun.
I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
Well, good for him.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight?
Or at least left a note? I mean, come on.
No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him.
It just occurred to me you're gonna be a major character in this arc, aren't you?
Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
I mean, he put you in the will, didn't he?
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
Let's blow it up.
When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found.
We gotta blow it up, right?
But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
We have a Klee.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades.
We'll go at them with our signature shock and awe attack.
There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture.
It involves a lot of lasers and Jumpty Dumpties. And mines.
But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war.
What's wrong with that?
The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Bring it on.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Fair point.
That's true. Seems my father really had no choice. But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
Synths and disappearing people. Again, it's Fallout 4 all over again.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will.
And to stutter occasionally for some reason.
I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
See, right there, he did it again.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here.
A classic case of find the mole.
When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news.
Have we narrowed it down?
After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Okay.
The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Bet it was him.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time.
It's getting worse.
There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
A reckless man with nothing to lose.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence.
Like this boat?
In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around, with a lot of business connections in the city.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
This is getting really bad.
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards.
He did it.
Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities.
Okay, that was a really bad one. Are you okay?
Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly.
Okay, this is getting really bad now. I don't know why it's doing it either.
To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
I believe it.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Do they stutter like you?
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
And we've been talking for what, 20 minutes?
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty.
Can we end this, please?
And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today.
This isn't a big town. Where are they?
If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Please don't.
Oh, thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
Yeah, I just had to listen to his gutter voice for like 20 minutes.
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Oh boy. Wonderful.
I hope we can work together to uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Can we end this conversation once and for all? Ah, thank God. Okay. A classic case of who is the guilty one? Who is the mole?